Welcome to the Dance Scout Show. I'm here with one of my best friends in the dance community and someone that I really look up to. Age has nothing to do with it because I am really much older than this young man, but you're talking about quality on the dance floor. I want you to meet John from Houston. John, tell him your full name, what you do, and what you want to show the team.
Hi, how y'all doing? I'm John Sigears. I am the CEO and the founder of Steppin' Style of Houston. I've been dancing for about 4 years now, so we just focus on passing our love for the dance and spreading it around and making sure everybody have a good time.
Okay, he said stepping style. You know the key word to that was style. Everybody can step a little bit, but when you talk about style, look at what I have sitting right next to me today. Bow tie, the glasses, the color, debonair at its finest. Hey, stepping style, where did that name come from?
It was a name that I came up with my partner. We wanted to put our love for, she have a serious passion for clothes and styling, and I enjoy dancing, so it kind of came together. Stepping Style.
I think you have a motto too. What's that? Stepping Style, and what's right after that? I hear people chatting when I see you dance.
Always in step, always in style.
That's what's up. So that's what I know about John. So John, tell him what is the most important thing from a leader perspective? What do you want to tell the audience that you think is important for followers to know?
Well, one of the things I feel like is very important from both standpoints is first of all, have fun. That's our motto. Just have fun in what you're doing and really focus on having a good time and enjoying the dance. And once you do that, you're more inclined to learning, and everything will pretty much go a little bit smoother. But for the men, for us leading, what you want to make sure you're doing is really concentrating on the woman that you're dancing with. So a lot of times men tend to have a stiff lead, or the lead stay the same. You really should adjust your lead to the person that you're dancing with. So that's one of the things that I normally tell the men. And for the women, one of the key things that I always tell them, the first 30 seconds of the dance, make sure you're watching what the man is doing. Pay attention to what he's doing. Make sure you're taking small steps, and make sure you focus on your technique. If you follow those things, you won't go wrong.
I know a lot of times I see people dancing and they just looking everywhere but at you. Can you tell them anything about eye contact or connection? What do you think about that?
Well, that's one of the most important things about following. You want to make sure you have a solid connection. You have a good form and base. Also, you want to look at the man in the eyes, make sure you can see what's coming, and also you want to follow your hand. So if you follow those things, I'm pretty sure you'll have a real smooth dance.
Okay, I love to dance with you. Kind of show the audience about the hand. What kind of, when you say follow the hand, what kind of signals or what are you doing with your hand?
The first part right here is your connection. First part right here is your connection. You can feel these two fingers right here. This is what you'll feel. So now we're engaged in our connection, and I call this the push and pull lead. Okay. So a lot of times, this is how you want to lead them. For the men, you really don't want to press down with your thumb. You don't want to squeeze, so that hurt. Also, for the ladies, a lot of times you don't want to squeeze the man's hand, because when you do a move, a full turn or a reverse, his hand needs to spin. His fingers are spinning the palm of your hand. But if you're gripping him, they can't. So those are some of the key things you really want to try to remember, because, like I said, it can mess up the dance and you kind of get tangled up a little bit.
So what made you start dancing? Because you look like you're so tall. This man here he's well over 6 feet. So what made you start dancing instead of just playing basketball or hooping? How did you get to the hardwood?
It was all about the ladies. No, stop.
Yeah. Always in step, always in style.
No, I'm just joking. It's really an interesting story. My grandmother got me started in dancing. My grandfather, he drives trucks for a living. So she heard about this class, and she invited me to come. She felt like she needed a partner, which was smart. She brought her own partner. And, I went there my first time, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And I saw some older guys killing it. Yeah. And I said, okay, if these guys could do it, I know I could do it and probably be a little better with it, put a little new school flavor to it. So, I I came back to second class, and you know, everything else been history. I mean, it's been an enjoyable moment.
So one thing I know, I've been dancing quite some time in the Houston area, but I know prior to you and Jay and other gentlemen coming to the scene, it was always the Houston two-step and the DFW swing as a separate group of people. But for some reason, when you and the team came on board, it bridged the gap. What did you do to bring the gap of two different styles of dancing in one city together?
Well, that's funny that you say that, because I remember at one time when I first came in, two-step was just with two-step and swing out was just with swing out. One of the things that me and my partner at the time that we did, we would go out and support the two-step community. So they would see us at a lot of their events, and it's so crazy because back then it was me and her and probably one other person I could dance with. And so we continued to support them and show them our love and support, and then eventually they supported us, because back then it was a lot of different things. They didn't even think that we could dance together because of the music. You know, so I'm really thankful that, you know, we kind of had a hand in bringing that together. So now when you're in a spot, you see both of them dancing like, you know, like that never happened before. So I'm thankful that God put me in that position to be able to make that happen.
And I was able to watch that transition, being a dancer and being able to see you come into the scene and do that. And that's why I wanted the audience to know how pivotal of a moment that was in the dance community, especially in one city. So if you could give any feedback to the audience, what would you say is the most important thing about dancing and about preparation for maybe performing?
One of the most important things, like I said earlier, about dancing is fun. Fun. I can't say that enough. Just make sure you out there having fun. You know, the judges can see that. They can see you smiling. They can see if you enjoying yourself. They can see that. So it's almost like they feel what you feel because they've been in that position. So if you're not having fun and enjoying what you're doing, then, you know, you come off as being nervous or timid, and you never want to show that. You never want to show that you're being timid or nervous.
Well, I've seen you really progress. I think I've seen maybe your very first competition, but recently I saw you perform and I just had to bow down. I mean, like, what just happened before my eyes? So what mental state do you put your mind in just to take it to another level every time I see you perform?
Well, you know, it's one of the things I always tell myself, and I tell my students and people who prepare themselves for competitions or showcases. One of my sayings is, you wouldn't be here if you're not supposed to be here. So I tell myself that right before I go on stage, and everything go away. I'm confident, I'm very strong and believe in what I do. And so a lot of times the result is always a good result. But that's one of the things that I would really tell everybody out there. You know, you wouldn't be in the position that you are if you wasn't supposed to be.
So one thing, one of the last things I want to talk about is the fact that you dance and you perform and you compete. Of all the things you do you enjoy competition or do you just like doing it for fun?
Love competitions. One of the first people to actually introduce me to competitions is a good friend of mine, Mr. Jay Owens. I remember my first competition in Baton Rouge. I was at one of his classes and he was encouraging me to go into the competition. It's crazy because I was going against some legends, so I was and I remember he kept telling me, you know, just go out there, do your thing, man, don't worry about all that, just do your thing. And I thank God for him to this day for telling me to get into that competition. And so since then I've been getting in every one, you know, and it's been cool. So I love competitions. I love dancing.
Okay, the last thing, I want all of America to know where to find this man right here. Give them your Facebook, your contact information, so we know how to get Step and Style.
Well, you can email me at john_Sigears@yahoo.com. You can find me on Facebook, John Sigears. I have videos on YouTube. Google John Sigears or Step and Style of Houston. Also, we on Twitter. You can follow me, John Sigears. And also, I teach on Wednesday nights, and it's also a social event after the class from 6:30 to 8:30. I teach swing out at Club Thirst in Humble. I think it's 1933 59 North, Humble, Texas, zip code 77388.
Well, thank you so much for being with me today. You know, you're one, even though I'm older, you're really one of my role models and leaders in the dance community. I love you so much, John. You heard it here first, the Dance Scott Show with my wonderful, wonderful friend, John. See you next time. Damn.
Hey. And this has been the Dance Scout Show Live Houston. It's been brought to you in part by Maestro Media.
I'ma be honest with you, the very first time. Cause I've been trying to protect you, but I'm running out of line. So I'm gonna finally tell you how I feel inside. So you might wanna sit down. This could take me a little while. We've been arguing about my wandering eye. And the female friends who call me in the middle of the night. And I haven't cheated, but I've been tempted at times. And that's what I want to explain. It's not that my love for you has changed, but when you're constantly nagging, I start drifting. And I wanna halfway love. I wanna be free when I'm with you. I wanna go when I want, come when I want. That ain't fair to you. Halfway love. 1 foot in and 1 foot out. But I know